Welcome to my close-up storytelling podcast. I'm Denise Nortez Weiner. Jump on board and stay for the whole ride. Warning, this broadcast is not for robots or artificial intelligence. Check yourselves. You know, a lot of things happened to me when I was in the 7th grade. It was in South Ozone Park, Queens, New York. The neighborhood was culturally Irish with a few Spanish, Italian, Chinese, and multicultural families sprinkled in. As far as race, truthfully, there is only one: the human race. The school was St. Clement Pope. The order of nuns who taught us were the Dominican nuns. Their motto was VERITAS, Latin meaning truth. I didn't realize it at the time, but that call out to truthfulness would stick with me my whole entire life. And it is a blessing to my very being, my actual self. It gives clarity to my mind, especially in these nowadays times of alternative facts. Anyway, back to the days when I was in the 7th grade. It's no news to anyone that the nuns could be and were strict. Every day in school was so regimented, you could never catch a break and be just free-flowing, except for recess, lunch, when every kid in the entire school just full out ran from one end of the street to the other. The road was blocked off and shut down to the drive-through traffic. As the kids raced around, they also screamed at the top of their lungs. No one had a conversation with words. It was all shrieks. And in the background was the sound of ropes hitting the pavement as the girls jumped double dutch. And they sometimes sang little ditties, dinky songs. This went on for an entire hour. Anyway, back to the classroom, where you couldn't do anything but sit and listen. Okay, so someone knocks on the door and they walk over and hand Sister Marietta a note. She reads it and turns to the class. Has anyone seen Laura? We all look at each other and then we fix our eyes on the empty seat in the 3rd row. Sister Marietta puts the chalk down and says, "Class, we are going to say a prayer because Laura," I don't remember her last name, "Laura is missing." When she didn't answer the roll call in the morning, her name was put on a list and the school office called her mother, who was at home. All this was done on a landline. There were no cell phones at that time. It was 1961, and it might as well have been the Dark Ages. Yes, class was officially disrupted. Sure, I felt sorry for Laura, but I was so happy. I didn't have to follow the daily rules on this day that Laura went missing. Well, the nuns were all talking to each other. Every 15 minutes, all the classes in our grammar school would get on our knees and pray. We couldn't eat. We could even go back in the coat room just because we felt like it. What? I went outside my classroom and looked in the room where my sister and brother, the twins, well, where they were. Yes, they were in there. About 2 hours had gone by. A policeman came into our classroom. This was scary. They found Laura's glove. It was in the vacant lot that she had to walk through to get to school. Listen, there was no school buses at that time. We all had to walk to school in those days. My journey was 13 blocks long. It was a long walk that was sometimes almost terrifying. We had to learn how to avoid packs of dogs and keep away from the bullies. Yes, the crazy dogs were a thing. No one took them off the streets. They ran around wild. Anyway, back in the class, we were now all crying and we were so worried. About a half hour before school was over, at 2:30, I'm outside my classroom. I look to the left where the stairs that go up to the roof are. I mean, I never would have had the nerve to walk up those stairs, but oh no, it's Laura. Laura is coming down the stairs. And guess what? She only has on one glove. We all go back in the classroom. Laura tells everyone, she's talking through fearful tears. She's so scared. I'm frightened for her. She tells us, I got to school so late, everyone was in the class already. I just went up to the roof because I didn't want to catch a beating. What you have to understand is that in those days, if you did something wrong, the nuns would take their rulers and give you a couple of whacks. Honestly, it was mostly the boys that got that treatment. But Laura wasn't taking any chances. I can still see that one sad glove on Laura's hand. So Laura came down from the roof and she told the truth. Yeah, that was one exciting day and I was so glad. The fact is, Laura was safe. She finally came down and told the truth. Laura with the one glove. Veritas.
Adios and bye-bye, y'all.